Hello there and welcome to episode 3 of Moaning. My name is apologise. In this one I'm going to be talking and moaning, bitching and complaining about football, or soccer as they know it in America. Now, it's not necessarily about the game itself, although there are recent additions to the game in the last couple of years that have made it even more fucking irritating, and we'll kick it off with that. And that is VAR, the Video Assistant Referee. Now, this has been brought in very much like tennis and cricket, where they have disputed decisions where something has happened, either a foul or something like that. That means that the referee either didn't see it, or the referee's assistant, fucking linesmen, haven't quite seen what they need to see, and a decision is made. So the ref has either gone like through the mouthpiece VAR, or like they do in fucking cricket and whatever, for a disputed decision. Then it goes through to a panel of either other referees or fucking referee experts or whatever, just to make sure the decision is valid. So they get the replays of every conceivable angle, and that's another thing we'll come back to later on, of the decision made or whatever, and it's like, oh, that person either was fouled or wasn't fouled, book him or book her, Women's World Cup, you know, things like that. And you get frustrated at how long it takes the decision to be made, specifically if it's controversial. You know, it's all like the referee awards a penalty, or VAR will chime in and say that's not a penalty or whatever. But it takes ages usually for this decision to be made, and one way or another, obviously, because it's a team sport, one team against another, you are going to piss off not only the losing team in the decision and the losing fans in the decision. This makes it 10 times worse. But one of the worst things about video assistant refereeing is that they don't stop the clock. A decision can take anything between 2 to 3 minutes, maybe even longer if it's really fucking complicated. They don't stop the clock. Now, they'll add some time at the end of the match, and it's up to, say, like the fourth official who's just in charge of the fucking ball. This numpty holds up a board and says 4 minutes at the end of a half, or the end of a match, or whatever number of minutes that have been taken out and added on by the referee. But the clock doesn't stop, nor does it stop for sendings off or goal celebrations. The clock continues for the full 90 minutes or 45 minutes a half. Sometime in the past year, I think a Premier League match has gone on, or a really important match has gone on in a knockout competition, where the injury time, this numpty has held up 8 minutes. 8 minutes! I mean, yeah, alright, you take the chances about going to watch a football match, with regards to if you're working the next day, or if your kid's going to school the next day, and you think, oh well, this match will be easy, and the thing shows 5+ minutes of injury time to be played, or, you know, additional minutes, and it's like, I've got to catch the train to get home. My kid's not going to have enough sleep, or I'm not going to have enough sleep. Fucking get on with it, you know. And VAR really extends badly how long a fucking football match goes on for. You know, it's the same for any decision-making process in any sport. If the referee on the pitch or in the field of play doesn't have the decision right there and then, what happens then? And it's kind of obvious that these people are getting less and less informed. They know the rules less and less, and you think, well, what are you on the pitch for? What's the fucking point? There's a well-known singing phrase, the referee's a wanker, and it's true. Specifically as, you know, video assistance is like required more and more. But again, that's not the worst thing about football. One of the worst things is play acting. You know, Lee Evans does it best, and Michael McIntyre's done it pretty well. These players are getting barely touched, you know, sort of like a brush on the face, and they're going down like, and they sometimes scream as well. You can hear them. It's like, oh, like that. And it's like, and basically Lee Evans did it best. It's like, oh, I'm hurt, ref. Oh, the pain, ref. As if they go to acting classes at school and learn how to fucking do this shit. Well, they bring a drama teacher or something like that to make them, you know, show them how it's done. It's ridiculous. Book him, ref. Book him. He's a complete fucking arsehole. Oh, I need a painkiller. My leg's been sore off. And all that's happened to him is that they've been touched less than a clap. Like that. You know, they're complete wankers. Forget the referee, the players are. Not to mention the fucking pay they get. Fuck. It was ridiculous back, you know, when these players get paid so much, or they're valued at, it's like when Cristiano Ronaldo is now playing for Juventus. He was like valued at however many millions back when he was playing for Man United, and it's just, that's ridiculous. It's like Gareth Bale went to Real Madrid for something like 85 million. For 85 million, you can sort out virtually the famine in Africa or something like that. Oh, you should be able to, or something like that. And then the fucking wages. The living wage as I speak is something like 8.20 something. I don't know, because I've not actually worked since that living wage went up. My condition that I'm in. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. These players get something in the region between, say, if they're a fairly decent player, you know, playing for a fairly decent club, they'll get between, say, I don't know, 60 and, say, £200,000 a week. A week! I'm not going to make that in my fucking life! Do you realise how much £60,000 would help me personally right now? Fuck! 60 grand! And these cunts are yes, I said the word cunts. These cunts are getting it a fucking week! Players like Ronaldo and Messi, they're almost making $500,000 a fucking week! It's ridiculous! For kicking a sphere around a fucking field of grass. Once a week or twice a week, maybe 3 at a push. And they're making nearly £500,000 a week. I'll say the word again, cunts. You get people in the fire service, ambulance, police, you know, people that get abused, like prison wardens, things like that. They're making £8.20 an hour or £9 an hour. They've barely got enough food on the table. They can't mow the lawn, or they can't do this. They have to look after their sick mother or sick parents or whatever, and they're struggling to make ends meet. These are the people that need to be paid this, not some 11 wankers on a blade pitch of grass kicking something about. No, it's not fucking dangerous like a motor race or any type of race for that matter, where you could literally die at any time you do it. These twats are kicking a ball upon some grass and getting paid millions to do so. I'll say that word one final time. Cunts! And then you get the morons as well that point out how to do these things. The managers, they're just as bad. So fuck off! Fuck right off! And then you get governing bodies that say, oh, you can do this and this and this and this and this and this. Fuck off! These people, and I use that term very loosely indeed, are overpaid prima donna bellends who sign deals to advertise the latest boot, who advertise a vest or a shirt or the latest ball or whatever, and they make millions and millions. Yes, all right, there is some jealousy here, but what I could do with $1 million is nothing compared to, you know, is so much more compared to these people. I'd get everything I want virtually. I'd be able to like buy the house or buy a place to live in. These people just fucking they spend $1 million on drinks in a fucking week, you know, because they can, you know. You know, the glamorous people hanging around them like movie stars and pop stars, and you know, some of them get married to the most beautiful people on earth, you know, both genders obviously, and what have they got to show? And they retire at like 35. I'm 35 in about a month's time at the time of recording this. That pisses me off to the nth degree. I'm not saying I don't want to work. All I'm saying is that, you know, given the opportunity, given the ability to do something, I freely admit I don't play any sport, if any. Quite frankly, can't. Time of recording again. I've had a shit year, health-wise. But that doesn't stop me from moaning and complaining about these, quite frankly, arseholes that get paid over the top for doing something rather simple, let's be honest. Or I don't have the technical skill to bend a ball in the back of a net like David Beckham. Or I don't have the skill to like make a player miss a tackle like Ronaldo does. But it's nothing to do with that. The maximum these people should be getting paid is like, I don't know, 10,000 a week. Even that's too much. You know, it wouldn't hurt them to make only £520,000 a year. That wouldn't hurt. Because they even get paid when they're not playing. Like they're not at the moment. Women's World Cup is still going on as of time of recording this. But the men's football isn't exactly going on at the moment, or not the top tiers anyway, and these arseholes are getting paid millions just to sit on their fucking arse like I am at the moment. But one thing I will say is that if you follow lesser teams, and I'm not saying like Division 2 or Championship or whatever, I'm on about more to grassroots as you can get, you know, like your local team that plays down the road or whatever. I will encourage you to look at the fortunes of Fort William FC in Scotland. They play in the Highland League. They play when they can because of the flooding they get sometimes up there in Fort William. I think something like their season tickets or something, they're less than £100, put it that way. It is worth every penny in my personal opinion. I've never been there, probably never will go there. I'd like to, because you are guaranteed a minimum of 4 goals every fucking match. This is incredible. Fort William FC have something, a seasonal goal difference of like minus 100 minimum, you know. Sometimes they get double figures scored against them. And that happened quite a few times in the past season, and it's just really interesting to follow the fortunes. I follow them on Twitter, not that I do a lot on Twitter, you know, just look on there, just see what's going on. But Fort William are just amazing. If they ever played Celtic, you could probably see Celtic almost hitting triple digits. That's how bad they are. But they carry on, they persevere, you know, and you just love to see Fort William meet someone like Celtic in a match, because it would pay their wages. They are semi-professional, Fort William. You know, I looked at their team sheet one day and they didn't even have a full complement of substitutes. That's how underfunded they are. These people work, right? Fort William FC players work on the days they're supposed to be playing football, and that's sometimes the reason why their matches get postponed. Sometimes they have to play so many matches at the end of a season. The season's over, but they have to finish their season. You know, these players are butchers, they're bakers, they're lifeguards, they're whatever, and they're out working when they could be playing football. You know, these are the proper footballers, not the wankers like Ronaldo, Messi, and you know, all of them bellends. You know, these are proper footballers. Yeah, they're nowhere near as good. These are proper footballers. They you know, there's no trickery or hardly any trickery. These are grassroots people, you know, and they play for, I don't know, £100 a week, if that. You know, they get fuck all out of it. They play because they love the game. It's nothing to do with signing endorsement deals and sponsorship and appearing at a dinner or a charity, you know, just so that people go, there's Ronaldo, yeah. These people are, you know, go home to their wives and say, did you have a good day at work? How many goals did you let in? Or whatever, you know. These are footballers to the truest oomph degree. And I just love watching I've never seen any of their, well, hardly seen any of their play, but I just watched look at the results. It's all like, oh, they lost 10-1 today. And so does my dad, you know. And it's great to see, because they can only get better, even though they lost a few points last season by fielding a ineligible player. I think they lost 10 points. They didn't make those points up. They finished with a minus score, I do believe. But anyway, that's enough happiness. But it just drives you insane. A game that should be fun, a game that should be presentable, and you know, it's just annoying. It's fucking annoying. Anyway, that's it for this edition of the Moaning Show. I thank you very much for watching. Leave your comments, thoughts, suggestions for future episodes. Maybe even give the video a like or two if you can. Just see what happens. As I've suggested, I have recorded a few of these in bulk. Hence the reason you see pretty much the same sort of light, quality, things like that. I've tried to dress in different tops and make it look different. I mean, 4 videos in a vest ain't gonna look all that great, but again, you know, when you do record in bulk like I have the last few Moaning shows, it just gives me a little bit more time to work out, you know, what's next and things like that. But anyway, that's another one in the books. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time for more moaning.